AI is a vowel team. It's a pair. They work together. And have you ever heard that saying? You can put a Y or an N in the chat. Have you ever heard when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking? Have you heard that before? When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking? Yeah? Well, it is pretty much true. It's pretty much true. It's a pretty good little rhyme to remember. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So it's the same with this AI. Let me put that in the chat. AI says A. You don't hear the I, only the A is talking. It's a vowel team or a pair that makes one sound. And if you'll notice that A follows the tap 2 rule, that rule that we learned about the long A versus the short A. So when you come to a vowel, you look at the next two letters. If either one of them is another vowel, then that guy says its name, just like this AI follows that rule. AI will usually come at the beginning or middle of words, and usually it's in shorter words. The beginning or middle. You're not going to have it at the end. You'll never see AI at the end of an English word because words don't end in I in our language. Only hi. That's the only one that's allowed. You might see some other words that end in I, but we borrowed those from other languages. They're not English-derived words. We brought those from other languages. So in our language, words aren't allowed to end in I. So that AI vowel team will never be just hanging out there at the end. It will be at the beginning or in the middle. Here's some examples of AI in the beginning, like the word aim or airport. And here it is in the middle. We have rain or train. Okay. All right, let's practice. Let me share my screen. Here we are. So we're going to spell some words together first using this new spelling pattern that I just taught you about, AI. And none of these words are going to include something that I haven't taught you yet. So nothing's going to be kind of crazy, funky. It's only going to be rules and patterns that I've already taught you. So you don't have to guess, like, does this have an AY? Nope, there's never going to be an AY until I teach you how that is used in a word. Okay, it's only going to be an A or an AI to spell these words. So here we go. First word for us to do together is prane. Prane. First we separate the sounds. P, R, A, N. We dot our vowels and we spell those last. So our consonants are P, R, A, N. Now, if you were wondering if just a regular A can work there to say A, it can't. And you probably already do that, especially if you were in the last couple classes of mine. This A cannot say A in this spot because there's not another vowel 1 or 2 doors down. That would mean this A would have to say ah. But if I want it to say A, let's say I want the word to say prane, so what are my choices? Well, there has to be another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. If there isn't one, make one. So we're going to use this AI right here, which is used in the beginning and middle of mostly short words. All right. There's also going to be an A consonant final E option, like plate or make. However, that lesson's coming up. So we're not going to have this option today. You're never going to have a silent E at the end today. And I am going to teach you when to use this and when to use this. But we'll get there when we get to this lesson. For now, we're just using the AI. You're going to love it. Spelling doesn't make so much sense, you guys. It is going to make so much sense. You're going to think, why didn't somebody just teach me this a long time ago? It can be so easy if you just understand it, right? All right, your word is flayed. Flayed. Try this one on your own, but make sure that your lines match mine. And remember, the lines represent sounds, not letters. Take a second, write it down, and then go ahead and drop it in the Q&A when you're done so I can see. The word is flayed, and that first sound is an F, like Frank, because it's sometimes hard to hear in the mic what sound I'm saying. Flayed. And there's never going to be a silent E at the end of any of these words until I teach you that lesson. For now, when you hear A, it's going to be either an A or an AI. Yeah. Okay, so our consonants are F, O, A, D. I want the A sound right here. I'm going to start spelling that sound with an A, but I can't stop there because that A says ah right here in this spot. Though this is what I call the vowel placement strategy, where you have to know where a vowel sits in the word and the letters that surround it in order to know what that vowel is going to say, because vowels can say a lot of different things. A can say a lot of different things, especially. So in order to know what it says, you have to know where that A is in the word and the letters that are around it. So this A is toward the end of the word, and there is not a vowel in the next one or two spots. So it cannot say A. It would have to say ah in this spot. That's the pattern that this A has to follow. If you want it to say A, it needs another vowel, one or two doors away. So if there's not one, you make one. And we're going to put an AI right there. That is going to be our buddy vowel to say the A sound, especially in the middle of short words. Yeah. Good job, Ellie and Dean. All right, next one. Let's do this one together. And our word is sprate. Sprate. So we have S, P, R, A, T. Consonants. S, P, R, A, T. Vowels. I want the A sound. I can't leave it with just an A because that would say ah in this spot because there's not a vowel one or two doors away. If there's not one, I make one. And my vowel is going to be the I. So it's an AI vowel team. Now it can say A because now it has another vowel one or two spots away. All right, yours is splain. Splain. Go ahead. Splain. Nice, Riley. Splain. Yeah, drop it in the chat when you're done or in the Q&A. Splain. There we go. Now they're all starting to come in. Yeah, be careful about autocorrect because we're working with nonsense words, and so sometimes the autocorrect wants to force it to say a real word, but we're not working with real words yet. We will later on, but right now we're learning how to spell nonsense words so that you can learn how to spell any word. I don't want you to know how to spell specific words. I want you to know how to spell so that you can spell any word, whether you come to it or not, because you know how to spell, not how to spell certain words. That only, if you know how to spell, like if I teach you how to spell 10 words today, then you leave knowing how to spell 10 words. But if I teach you one pattern that can apply to 10,000 words, like today, then you have just learned how to spell 10,000 words just from this one reading pattern. So that's why we're doing nonsense words. All right, so for splain, we have our consonants. S, P, O, A, N. For the A sound, I'm going to start with an A, but I can't leave it there because that would say splan. If I wanted to say A and needs another vowel, 1 or 2 doors away. If there's not one, I make one. And that vowel is going to be the AI. AI is in the beginning and middle, especially of short words. And if you're taking notes, nope, I'm going to save that for our lesson with the silent T on the end. Okay, next. Our next word is, let's step it up a notch. Our next word is crayplat. Crayplat. And whenever we're spelling the k sound, we're going to spell it with a C, okay? There are 3 different ways to spell that sound, but always use a C until I teach you different. So for crayplat, we have k, r, a, p, l, a, t. Consonants. K, r, a, p, l, a, t. Vowels. Now, I'm not going to leave this with just a single old A because that would say A, and I don't want that. I want the A sound, so I have to put the AI there. So it has its buddy vowel right next to it. Now it can say A. And then this A is going to spell the A sound just fine right there because there's not a vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. Did you get crayplat with me? Put a Y or an N in the Q&A. How did you do on crayplat? Yay! Yay, you guys are brilliant. Nice. All right, try this one on your own. Your word is brayspan. Brayspan. Go ahead. Brayspan. Brayspan. Go ahead and put it in the chat when you're done so I can see. Brayspan. I love when you guys chat with me. That's so fun. Brayspan. Now I want that last ah. I want to make sure that you hear that it's ah and not a at the end. This one is a, this one is ah. I don't know if you want to change your answer, some of you on that one. So brayspan. So let's do the consonants. We have b, r, a, s, p, a, n. All right, so I have an a here and an a here, right? I'm going to spell those differently because for the A sound, I'm going to start with an A, but I can't leave it there because that would have to say A because the next 2 letters are consonants. And I don't want A, I want A, which needs another vowel. I'm going to choose an I. A can only say A if there's another vowel 1 or 2 doors away. So if I put an AI here, that would say brayspan, right? Because that AI says the same thing as that one, and that would say brayspan. I don't want A here, I want A. So I'm going to get rid of that I and just make it a regular old A. A is the only letter that can spell the A sound. So if you hear A, it's going to be spelled with an A. Good. There we go. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, you guys are so good at this. Okay, try this one. Let's try a hard one. You want a hard one? Since you guys are so brilliant. Let's do this first one together. A-dappa. A-dappa. So we have A, D, A, P, A. Okay, consonants. A, D, A, P, A. Now we have 3 different vowel sounds. We have an A, an A, and an A. So for the A sound, we're going to put AI, right? Wait a minute, we don't even need an AI. Look at that, guys. It already has another vowel 1 or 2 doors away. So all we need is regular old A. That one was easy. For the A sound, I start with an A, but I can't leave it there because it needs 2 consonants after it. If there's not 2, you make 2. And then for the sound at the end, we use an A. A-dappa. Can be spelled that way. That one almost got me. Did it almost get you? A-dappa. All right, let's try yours. Yours is, okay, this one, you're going to love this one. This one's a fun one. Probably the hardest one we've done all day. So if you get it, you're going to feel so good about yourself. And if you almost got it, you're going to feel so good about yourself. And if you got one letter right, I still want you to feel good about yourself because that is one letter for the win, right? All right, your word is flaytaba. Flaytaba. Go ahead. Take your time because this one's hard. It's hard for me too. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you spell this? Flaytaba. It's like putting a puzzle together. You have to really just figure out how is this supposed to be spelled? Flaytaba. Oh, so close in the chat. Remember, this one has to say ah right here. I'm putting the little mark up there to kind of give you a little hint. And if that says ah, what has to go here? You're like, oh yeah, yay, nice. Flaytaba. Okay, so our consonants are f, u, a, t, a, b, a. For the A sound, an A will work just fine right here because there's another A or another vowel in the next one or two spots. If that's the case, you don't have to add an AI because there's already a vowel right there. You don't need to add one. For the A sound, A is the only letter that can spell that sound. However, it can't say A yet until there's two consonants after it. If there's not two, make two. And then for the sound at the end, we always use an A. Oh my goodness, how was that one? Was that one super hard? Put in the chat. Oh, nice, Dean. Very good. Good, Ellie and Raylan. Okay, medium hard, not bad. Oh my goodness, you guys are so fun. I can give you these monster hard ones and you're like, sure, bring it on. It was easy. Easy? Wow. Nice. You guys are so fun to teach. All right, let's end on an easy one. Spell the word H. H. Put it in the chat for me. H. I don't want the letter. I want you to like spell it out because H has two sounds in it. Like spell it out. Like if pretend like the word H is the name of a food or something. Yeah, spell it out. Nice, Kennedy. Nice, iPad 2. Is that Lana? Nice to see you. There you go. Yeah, good, Christy. So H, we have the consonant sound as a CH, and then for the A sound, we can't leave it with just an A because that has two consonants after it, which would make it say ah. And we don't want ach, we want H. So this A, in order to say A, it needs another vowel in the next one or two spots. If there's not one, make one. And AI is the best choice in this word. Nice. Yeah, I know the autocorrect just kind of messes up your word, doesn't it, sometimes? Wow, you guys never cease to impress me. It must feel so good to be you. You guys are amazing. It's so fun to teach you. So today you learned that, well, so far you know that A says A if one of the next two letters is another vowel. If not, it will say A. And AI is a vowel team that makes one sound. It says A. It follows the tap 2 rule, and it usually comes at the beginning or middle, usually of short words. And there's a little bit more to it. The last letter is usually one of 3 letters, but we're going to get to that when we get to the silent E lesson. You're going to love it. You guys, learn so fast. It's going to be so fun to teach you all of this. All right. You're amazing. Hopefully I will see you in the practicum tomorrow. That was so fun. We had our practicum last night with a lot of you were there with your cameras on, and we got to just chat with each other and work together and practice all these things that we're learning. But I see that there's a lot of people here in this meeting, in this class. So if you are able, also ask your parent if you can join us tomorrow in the practicum. You don't even have to pay for it. Just come and join us. I want to teach you, and that's where you can practice and really solidify these rules and get them solid. Okay, my friends? See you next time. Bye, everybody.